Hey guys, it's Josh over at J&H. So I wanted to come on live tonight and talk to you guys. I haven't spoken to you guys in a while, but I went down to ICAST in Florida, ICAST 2017, and it was very interesting. I've been going to ICAST now for about 10 years or so, and every show is pretty much the same but a little bit different, and we had a lot of new stuff, a lot of cool stuff. It's interesting to see the way manufacturers are going, what they're coming out with, what's new, what they think is hot, what's going to be hot. And I got to see all the new stuff. I was there for all 3 days, spent the whole time just going aisle to aisle, booth to booth, checking out all the cool new fishing gear, talking all new Penn stuff. The new Penn Internationals. I checked those out. They're very cool. All the new Shimano stuff, the new Sustain, Corrado, Chronarch. Ton of new reels from them. Someone's asking if there's a new Saragossa. No new Saragossa. You don't really need a new Saragossa. That reel is actually phenomenal. That's one of those reels that's going to last a long time, and people are going to love fishing. So a lot of cool Japanese stuff on the freshwater side, which I'm very interested in. I think that's a cool thing, and just new baits and different things from all the people that we work with over there. All the manufacturers that we do business with. Accurate released the BV 600, which is a cool reel. Once I get that, I'll show it to you. It's basically just an increase in size from the 500. I mean, it just holds more line, same internals, all that kind of stuff. But it's a good addition for the guys who are tuna fishing and doing bigger stuff, near shore, that kind of stuff. That's I was just down in Tropic Star Lodge, and that would have been a great reel for down there for jigging and bottom fishing, and if you're in Florida, grouper and snapper, that kind of stuff. Someone's asking what was my favorite new item of ICAST 17. I'll think about that. I'll give you an answer before I go. And someone else is asking what I thought of the new Sustain. I like the Sustain a lot. It's the Sustain name has always meant something, almost like Stella. I know it's a step down, and all that kind of thing. But Sustain reels have always been super high quality, smooth, and just super reliable. And this one is the same thing. It sort of builds off of the Stratic platform, the Twin Power platform, where you're getting some of the higher end stuff, carbon fiber body, and I think that has MGL rotor in it, if I'm not mistaken. But really nice, super smooth. Definitely something you can get. I mean, that's what my dad loves to fish. He loves to fish Sustain reels, so I'm gonna get him one of the new ones. He doesn't know that yet, but that's what he's gonna get. Shimano also came out with a reel called the X-Sense, which was interesting. It's a magnesium reel, but you could use it in salt water, and it's really meant for the Gulf Coast guys. So Florida fishing in shallow water or Louisiana for redfish and trout, that kind of thing. It's got a very shallow spool, but so you're gonna fish in a place where you don't need a lot of line, but it's like super lightweight. It's like 7 or 8 ounces. Comes at a 3,000 or 4,000 model, and it's like twin power quality in terms of how good they are. So think like twin power, but for redfish and trout. If that's something that you're gonna do, go on jandhtackle and check out the new Shimano X-Sense. I think it's EXSENCE spinning reels. They also came out with the Chronarch G and the Corrado K. These letters are getting a bit confusing after time, but those are two solid reels. Chronarch obviously is a saltwater reel, light inshore saltwater reel, and the Corrado K is your freshwater bait casting reel. Tournament level, $180 reel. Someone mentioned 13 Fishing. Got to see 13 Fishing booth. If you don't know yet, J&H is now selling 13 fishing reels. So if that's something you're looking for, you can go on our website and check it out. If you don't see what you're looking for, hit me up, josh@jandh.com, and I will look into it for you. But we're going to be carrying, most of the lineup from them, especially the $100 and up reels. Got to see the new Concept Z, which is a very interesting reel. It's basically a Concept A bait casting reel where they put in those special ball bearings. And those ball bearings, those zero ball bearings, are really just a piece of polymer, just a piece of plastic disc, the same shape as like a regular ball bearing, but they are just, solid, whatever plastic polymer they're made out of, and that's what gives it that casting distance that maybe you've seen in some of those videos. But that's something to check out. That's cool. That's not until spring, so I think in early February that Concept Z comes out, and that should be pretty popular from the get-go. So if you're looking to get a freshwater bait casting reel, that's a good thing to go with. Someone's asking what a good rod to pair with a Lexa 400 HD is. Depends exactly what you're fishing for, but I'm guessing you're saltwater fishing with it. I don't think you're asking me a musky question. So for that rod, you really need a 7-foot, 6.5 foot, 7 foot, medium heavy. Depends which way you want to go. You can go with, St. Croix inshores, Mojo inshore. You can go with, you can throw that on a Lamiglass Triflex. Shimano, you could throw that on a Travala. You could throw it on you could fish it on a Therese rod if you want to. Daiwa, I'm trying to think if that would go well on a Proteus. It's a little big, but you can use that on a Proteus if you're using like a 6.4 heavy or something like that. Someone else is asking what a good rod for bass and inshore casting is. Look at the St. Croix Mojo inshore. It's a pretty straightforward rod. Works really well, and I think you'd have a good time with it. ICAST was the other interesting thing about ICAST is you sort of see these companies that there's a lot of companies that want to be pelagic. They do clothing and that kind of stuff, or lifestyle brands, whatever you want to call them. But it's just not, at least to me, it doesn't have the grab. That the clothing from pelagic has a certain look to it and a certain attitude, and it just feels very pelagic. I don't know how to explain that better, but when you see something and you go, oh yeah, that's right, then you see something a little different, you go, oh, it's not so right. I get that from a lot of brands. I think they're trying to capture that. They see how well Pelagic is doing and some of these other companies. Yeti is the same way. A lot of companies at ICAST with different kinds of tumblers with different patterns on them and different shapes and all this kind of stuff. And that's an interesting market. Not only because we sell Yeti, but you can see that these same tumblers are all over the place. They're in Walmart, they're in 7-Eleven, and hardware stores and all this kind of stuff. So that was interesting to see that there were just so many different companies trying to get you to buy tumblers as a retailer. You know what I mean? Not on an individual basis. Other than that, we checked out some of the freshwater stuff. Like I said, we checked out 13, Walk by Strike King, Spro and Gamakatsu, just pretty stable. Nothing crazy there. Sims had a lot of new stuff. The clothing place had new stuff. Sims had a lot of cool new stuff. Grundens has some cool new clothing. Who else was there that we got to see? Daiwa has some really cool stuff. This is interesting. Daiwa launched a whole new series of spinning reels, like inshore spinning reels or freshwater inshore spinning reels. 1,000 or 5,000, roughly like that. And they did everything from like the $99 all the way up to like I think $250, and it's like 4 different models of reels, and they're all mag sealed, and they just get better as you go. They discontinued the ballistic and the Procyon. They replaced the Procyon with the Tatula spinning reel now. The ballistic is now the new ballistic, all carbon fiber bodies. So they're really stepping their game up. So if you're looking for an inshore spinning reel, you want to wait a little bit because they're probably not going to be out till November or something like that. Daiwa's got some really, really hot stuff. They've also got some cool accessory bags. I posted a couple of pictures on Instagram, like Digi Camo, black and white. They got like a backpack with, boxes, plastic boxes in it. They got, soft side cooler bags that are really inexpensive. They got, just different boxes like that. But it's really cool because they're black with the Digi Camo on it. Someone's asking what we can expect from Penn. Penn's got all brand new international reels. They discontinued the whole series, and now they've come out with a new version. They've just revamped them, made them a bit more modern, lessened the weight a bit, which is cool. They're also coming out, someone mentioned Slammer 3s. They're coming out with high-speed Slammer 3s in the 6500 and 8500, so you guys vertical jigging. They're going to be like, instead of black and gold, I think they're black and red. They came out with, they took the battle reel and they made it a female version called the Passion, and instead of, it's just got pink accents to it. It's got a shorter handle than on the battle, but it's got a pink, what do you call that, wind grip handle on it that's super comfortable. So I think that's going to be popular for the women. Also, they make combos with rods that are, black with little pink accents in it. So I know the market is kind of changing where women are getting away from the pink thing. I mean, you know, women still like pink. It's still a popular color, but a lot of women who come into the shop like something. They don't want pink. They want something else. You know, when they buy clothing, they don't buying pink. They're buying, like, you know, light blue. They're buying grays. They're buying purples. So we'll see how that does. I think it'll be well, especially for gifts. You know, you can get a combo. It's not that crazy. It's I don't know, $100 to maybe $140, somewhere in that neighborhood. What else was new from Penn? We're still waiting on more Torque 2s, but those aren't going to be here until the end of the end of August, which kind of sucks. You kind of miss half the year. What else was new from Penn? Oh, new international stand-up rods, which are nice. You know, those have always done well. They're sort of a nice stand-up rod with good looks to them without going crazy overboard in terms of cost. You know, nowadays stand-up rods can go up to $1,000, but you know, the Penn ones are, you know, somewhere between $350 and $500, somewhere in that neighborhood. So they're pretty reasonable. I think they all have wind-on guides now. I actually have the catalog here. This is the new 2018 Penn catalog, and I was just thumbing through it before. Most of their rods are the same. Most of their reels are the same. You know, the ones I mentioned are really the ones that they've added. I'll see if I can show you a picture of the. It's hard to see, but this is the new international. Just a little different look to it, a little bit more streamlined, like I said. And then they did an X version of it. So a couple of new things. New rods from St. Croix. They got like a new high-end inshore rod and a new freshwater rod called the Legend X. Those are pretty cool. You know, St. Croix continues to impress in terms of their technology and what they're doing. You can't go wrong if you're going to get a St. Croix rod. You really can't. They just, you know, continually deliver quality, and you know, their booth is usually the same, but they had a couple of new things there. I actually have that catalog here too. You know, St. Croix 2018, they went gold. Oh, Taddy Lors was there. Our friends over at Taddy were at the show, just showing off all the colors. I think I put a video up on Instagram just showing you the colors. You know, I might not have posted it, but I'll have to redo that. But you know, a zillion different colors on the Taddy Lors. And then the only other catalog I have here, I brought everything into work because I have to do work on it. But you know, the new Shimano catalog, which has Power Pro and Jackal in there too. You know, this is the first time they've had a catalog in like 3 years or whatever. You know, a couple new Colt Sniper baits. They've expanded that line. You know, most of the things were those two spinning reels, the X-Sense, the Sustain, and then the Corrado and the Chronarch were the big, sort of the big gets there. Someone just mentioned the Shield reel. Shield reels have been selling really well. Guys have been loving them. They actually just expanded the series. They're now going to have an 8,000 size. And they have changed over the 3,000 and the 4,000. Originally, the 3,000 and 4,000 Shields had 10 seals on them. Now they've moved up to 13 seals, like the bigger ones. So they're going to be even more waterproof, water resistant, whatever you want to call it. They also came out with a lower end version of the Shield called the Guard. Reminds you of like a Penn Battle. If a Penn Battle is a Shield, a Penn Fierce is a Guard. It's black and red, and it is very similar. It has the same seals as the Shield, except you know, they've cut down on the quality of, not the quality, but just the you know, the materials. So instead of having all aluminum, now you've got a lot of you know, some graphite in there, that kind of thing. So they brought the price down. I think those are going to be around $80. So now you can get you know, a sealed reel like that for $80. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's a good deal. So those are going to be popular. Tsunami's also got a shad with nylon built into the tail, so it's like a, you know, piece of plastic, then nylon, then plastic, you know, soft plastic, then nylon, so on and so forth. So that they're called Tough Tails, and they're going to be interesting because once we see how they do against the bluefish, because that's the problem with the shads. The bluefish come over, the giant teeth, they bite the shad, turn it into crap, and then you got to get a new shad. So with this nylon built into the tail, it should hold up a lot better against those toothy fish like bluefish. So that's going to be just, you know, it's a little thing, but it's cool. Oh, someone was asking about the Conflict 2. The Conflict 2 is Penn has taken the Conflict, they've redone it, they've made it carbon fiber now. So now it's Penn's lightest reel. It's got the same, you know, CNC gears as the Clash. Let me see if I can show you a picture of it right now. Kind of dark, kind of hard to see, but it's because it's so dark. But a lot of carbon fiber in there. Carbon fiber up here, carbon fiber in the handle. Again, it's a little hard to see, but you know, the like a 4,000 conflict 2 weighs 9.5 ounces, so not bad. So that was pretty cool. Someone's asking if Abu made any new bait casters. They did. They replaced their whole series of SX, STX, you know, all those Rebos. There are new ones now. I don't have all the details on them in front of me, but I will get them for you. You know, we'll put them up on the site in a couple days. You know, Abu has sort of been falling off a little bit. They have not had the same popularity as reels like Luz, 13. You know, these companies, you know, Daiwa, these companies seem to be grabbing more market share. I think, you know, Shimano was just like steady Shimano, you know, same old, making, you know, really great products that people love, and there are Shimano guys, you know, customers who just will only fish Shimano, and so they're fine. Daiwa's been creeping up. Luz has been doing really well. 13, like I said, is grabbing that younger audience. So that's where it's at with baitcasters. Luz came out with the new Crush, which is an interesting reel. You know, same thing as the Mach 2 they did last year with the green and the black. This time it's orange and black. We'll see how well that does. Orange is not as popular color as green, so we'll see. Someone asked me about what I think of the BGs. BGs are a winner. If you're thinking of getting a spinning reel, you really can't go wrong with a BG. It's one of the, you know, best bang for your buck types of product. So definitely pick up the BG if you're looking for a spinning reel in that $100 to $130 range. So ICAST was a lot of fun. I got to see, you know, people I see a couple times a year, which is great. You know, most of the, or if not all of the people that I interact with are pretty cool, pretty laid back. Like to joke around, have a good time, and just talk fishing and talk business, which is what I like the most. You know, talking about the business or the fishing business. Someone's saying, what's the best new budget reel? If it's spinning, it's got to be that Guard or BG. And conventional, there really isn't one. Someone's asking what the best reel to start trolling with. Depends what you're trolling for. You know, you're probably going to go with like a TLD or a Penn Squall. If you can take advantage of Avid's 10% off sale now and get a 30, which is normally $470, and that would bring it down to about what, like $420. I mean, you know, $420 for an all aluminum 30 wide is a pretty good deal. So that's what I would do. Someone's asking me Penn, Shimano, or Daiwa. You know, it's hard to do that with manufacturers like that. I don't think of it that way. I've explained before, I don't consider myself or my shop to be a brand shop, meaning there's certain shops around the country where you go in there and they're going to push you Shimano. They're going to push you Penn. And that's sort of, you know, you ask them a question, they have a Shimano reel to show you. You ask them a question, they have a Daiwa reel to show you. Like, not all these different reels. So we have everything. So I don't really lock myself into certain brands. I don't like to do that. I like to do specific products because I know that people are fishing with specific products for specific fish and specific fish situations. So if you're going to ask me questions like that, it's best to ask, you know, based on what you're doing or what you want to do or what you think you want to do, because then I can give you more information on that. So ICAST was good, had a lot of fun. You could check out our Instagram feed. We posted a lot of pictures and videos, also Facebook too. So if you want to check those out. On the freshwater side, you know, just to finish it off, I'm trying to think what everybody was talking about. It wasn't crazy, you know. Live Target had a lot of cool stuff. They've got like a umbrella rig version of a spinnerbait, which is interesting. Those are going to be out pretty soon. You know, Yozuri has the knuckle bait, which we have in stock already. What were the other freshwater baits that were hot over there that I was talking about? I think that was pretty much it. We're gonna start selling evergreen rods. We have some of the hard baits already, but we're gonna have that. Those are pretty cool. So a lot of cool stuff to come. And I'll end on this. I just put a new rod up on the site. It's been out for a couple of years. It's a Japanese rod. It's called the Megabass Shadow Pangea Surf Spinning Rods. It's made in Japan. It's like the highest grade quality rod you can get. Really awesome surf rod. Jimmy, the store manager, has been fishing that rod for a couple months now. I was just in love with it because the thing weighs 7 ounces, and he's got a 4,000 size spinning reel on there, and he is out casting guys fishing with, you know, traditional 10-foot rods with, you know, 6,000, 6,500 size spinning reels on there. So if you're in the area or you're near J&H, next time you stop in, even if you're not a surf guy, even if that's not your bag, come on in, ask to see the Megabass Shadow Pangea, or just say the Megabass Surf Rod, and we will show you something that will blow your mind. I mean, the technology is just amazing. You can go online, you can read a little bit about it. They're just pretty sick. Now they're high end, they're not a cheap rod. You know, it's like a $500 rod, but just to see that, because in a couple of years that technology is going to be in a $400 rod, and then after that a $300 rod and $250 rod, and so on and so forth. So you're going to see that in the future, so why not look at it now? It's pretty interesting. Someone's asking what's new with Vanstall. The new thing with Vanstall is the VR50. That is the smaller version of the VR, and it really is a different kind of reel. They shrunk it down. It weighs like 8.9 ounces. It's all aluminum, fully sealed like all the other Vanstalls, and just really cool. So like that surf rod, that's what I would put on there if I wanted to go really high end. They're going to retail for like $490, and they're not going to be out until I think September or so. You know, Vanstall always stinks with their release dates. Something always happens, and it slows down. So they go to, you know, that reel was supposed to come out, you know, in July. Now it's pushed back. So that's basically it. Someone's asking about a Nasky reel. Nasky is good. If you're fishing from the beach and the pier, I'd rather see you get a Shield. Not because the Nasky is bad, but because the Shield has all those seals and it'll keep all the salt water out. But then again, you're down in Florida, you might want a light reel. If you want that, then yeah, the Nasky is fine. Or you know, spend a few more dollars and get a you know, get a Penn Battle 2 because it's all metal. Or if you can bump up to, I'm trying to think. Yeah, go with just get the Shield. You'll be happy with the 3,000 or 4,000 size Shield. It's going to be the best. And you know, if you're just getting into that $100 level, that is the best reel. I would say a BG, but it's a little heavy compared to those other reels. I figure if you're looking for a Nasky, looking for something a little bit lighter. All right, so that's it, guys. I just wanted to jump out to YouTube, say hi. I'm going to be doing more videos. I'm going to do product reviews of all this stuff when it comes in. And we're going to see that. All right, someone asked me an interesting question. Well, someone asked me if Penn Battalion is inshore rod, is it good? It's not my pick. It's not something I would go with. Go with a Mojo inshore. Penn rods are not the greatest. They're not what people are buying now, just from a popularity standpoint or experience standpoint. But someone asked me about the SGN, Signature Series or Limited Series. You know, I knew this reel was coming out, and I've tried to advise that company, Siegler, on a lot of stuff, and just let them know what I think and all that kind of stuff. And I was at ICAST. They have something called a new product showcase, where, you know, all the manufacturers enter their products. They want them to win, you know, reel of the year, rod of the year, beta, whatever. And that reel was there, you know, just like a lot of the new stuff. And it's basically an SGN. You can go on jandh.com and you can check out what an Siegler SGN looks like. And they cut out a bunch of spots and they made it lighter, and they brought it down to, like, I think it was 9.6 ounces, something like that, and which is totally cool. And then I go and I look at the price, and those reels normally, they're $250. So I go and I look at the price, and the price is $600. And I say to myself, these guys are nuts. It comes with a limited edition wooden box with a bag. Again, who cares? You know what I mean? Vanstall did this. It's like they're following the same pattern as old school Vanstall, where you know, got to make this look pretty. Got to you know, got to be, almost like an artist about this, and this is going to be a collectible. It's not going to be a collectible. They're going to be very hard to sell. I'm not going to carry them. If someone wants to order one, I'm more than happy to sell you a $600 SGN, but I think it's foolish. Just foolish. So that's that. Someone's asking if we sell Deadly Dicks and Hoagie epoxy jigs. Yes, we sell both. How far are we from West Islip? I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. So you should just come into the shop and check them out. We have a full selection of that stuff. Someone's asking best budget surf rod and reel. Depends what your budget is. I don't like the pre-made combos for that because generally the reels are too big for the rods. But if you were to get like a Daiwa BG reel or Shield reel, and then you were going to get a rod-wise, maybe a Tsunami Trophy, for $90 or $100, depends how long it is, that would be good. Someone's asking best inshore Bonita reel. You got a bunch of options depending on how much you want to spend, but an Avid MXL, an Accurate BV, Alexa, Tranks. You got a zillion different options that are all great. So it just depends on what kind of reel you want. But anyway, I gotta go. So listen, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning into my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I know we're doing more and more product review videos of all this new stuff that I saw at ICAST 2017. And I'm hoping, the manufacturers send me stuff soon so I can get going and put them online for you guys. All right. So thanks again for tuning in. Visit jandh.com, and if you need to reach me, Josh at jandh.com. Later.